Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Satsang. Let's make some silence first. Everything arises in front of me. At the place of silence, I remain. All different manifestations, thoughts, emotions, sensations arise in front of me, inviting me to go along, to give importance. I observe them all. I am not them. Let them go. I remain. So good morning once again. Welcome all. So let's talk a little bit about mechanics of illusion. As a labyrinth, so is the mind, so is illusion built. You may enter a labyrinth and you may look at the labyrinth in a way that it has a path that wants to show you so that you can transcend it. But in reality, that labyrinth was made to keep you there, not to transcend it, but to keep you there. As you are there, you have to find your way out. But it's full of different wrong paths, dead end paths that you will go through, and then you will hit the wall, have to go back again and start again. This is the purpose of the labyrinth. So by going through the labyrinth, you cannot confuse yourself to believe that the labyrinth is there to help you. It is not. And if it was an intelligent labyrinth, it would change the paths in order for you to be more confused and more lost. Because that is the purpose of the labyrinth. So we can say that everything is a matter of perception. Illusion is perception. Wrong perception from the wrong perceiver. And to go beyond this, you need to be able to move beyond the mechanics of illusion. And one of the most important mechanics is pleasure, pain, attraction, repulsion. So you're wired to find pleasure normal, right, and pain, suffering, not right, abnormal, wrong. This is at an instinctive level, not only just a mental level, but from instinct. So you're wired to get out from harm's way. And that works in illusion, whatever that means, because what has to happen happens. So it seems to work. It seems to be there helping you. But these are the walls of illusion. That which limits you, like the bars in the prison cell. But different from the bars of the prison cell. Because when a convict looks at the bars of its prison cell, he knows that that's an obstacle, that for him to be free, he has to transcend those bars. Those bars are not friendly. But these mechanisms, they are not perceived that way. They are perceived as friends, as the compass, common sense, the right thing to do. Self-protection mechanism, and it is, but not in the way that a seeker of truth experience things. So when you're on a spiritual journey, whatever that means, and you're using the same mechanisms, if there's pain, I need to avoid it. If it's pleasure, if it's nice, if it's harmonious, if it's sweet, then it is right. Then it is right. Some say that God put us all here to live a harmonious life, to experience joy, to experience paradise. That can be so in a very reduced meaning. But this is the gate to paradise, not paradise. The gate, and the gate is through transcendence. And that's a different, completely different ballgame altogether. And imagine that you are in the spiritual life and you see, oh, these people are congregating here. They seem so nice, so friendly, and I feel so good amongst them because, well, they are nurturing. I feel accepted, respected, um, all that I was looking for. I feel home, family-like, all this. And I start to reproduce what they are doing and doing exactly the same thing. So taking one character and replacing it for a more spiritual character, a more deeper character, a more smiling character, more spiritual character. And you spend years and years like this. Well, it's not lost. And it may be used for you to prepare the next birth when you will have a more suitable character in a sense of sanskars, of meditation, kindness, and all of these things. A more nice character. But the question is, it's still a character. And you will have different challenges. There's no better circumstances than those that you are now. This is a mistake. And as long as you are doing that game, you're still playing inside the four walls of delusion. Just trading one dream for another one. And I see this a lot. Spiritual seekers, either in communities or in, how do you call it? It's a community still, but different. Monks, nuns together, forming these spiritual environments. And more or less, there's a lot into this. Because eventually, a human being is very simple, and it doesn't matter in which circumstance they find themselves. They are more or less all looking for the same. More or less. Circumstances may vary a lot, but at the end, depending from where you're looking to it, it's the same. To transcend illusion, and that doesn't replace the morals, the qualities that are needed to develop, and all of that. That is okay, it is there. But not in a sense to create a new character. It may happen as a byproduct, but that cannot be the vision, the intent. The intent is, as you are creating new habits, you are weakening the old habits. And you're not conditioned to pain and pleasure, bitter and sweet. You're not conditioned by this. Because if you are, then nothing is changing. You're just changing the dream, but same old. So changing habits, it's about removing the food from the character. The motivation is to stop the movie of the character, not to engage in a new movie. And even this new movie that it's born as a byproduct, and it's just an accidental character because you don't have plans for it in the future. If you do, you've missed it. And then this one will collapse easily. It has no substance after the other one has collapsed. So, and as you are taking the food out of the previous character out without any plans for any future one, this will be full of pain. There will be a lot of pain. Because if you change it for a new future, what you are doing is just changing the tools. Redirecting hope, and the story continues. When you're using your spiritual practices, whatever they are, and this is 24/7, everything is spiritual practice, to move beyond your comfort zone, beyond the nice, that's when things really start. And when you reach this level of work, it is very difficult. But if you manage to reach here, it is very, very, very rewarding, because you will start to see the walls of your illusion, and you start to go over them. But the main issue here is to be able to go against your natural urges, instinct, because you will be bombarded by negativities, perceptions of all kinds, like a home theater, surrounding sound. As you start going away from your comfort zone and coming close to the impossible, unbearable, and this unbearable has many layers, but as you reach the first ones, you'll be filled with negativities of all kinds. And the more you are able to remain in yourself and not going with those negativities, it changes the way it comes at you. From the I don't want this anymore to the I can't stand this anymore. And these are different. They don't seem to, but they are different. In one, you are identifying with all these resistance negativities and say, no, I don't want. In the others, it's like you're becoming helpless towards these things. You want, but I cannot stand it anymore. And it changes again and again and again and again, and it comes at you in different ways until it works. Until it works. And the sun always shines behind the clouds. Always. And this is what's being kept from you. The sun. The higher peace, which is not the peace yet, but higher. Because behind each storm, sun is shining. And away from the storm, previously, prior to the storm, The sun is shining also, but it's a different sun, a lower sun. The other one is much higher. And the other one beyond it, beyond the next, the bigger storm, is even a higher sun that shines even brighter. So as a fruit of your spiritual work, as you get into the storm, and the storm is about what you call your feelings, your thoughts. It can be in outer circumstances as well, but it doesn't matter because it's not affecting you outwardly. It's in that intimate space. This is where pain is experienced. So let's forget about outer, inner circumstances. And we'll just call it circumstances. As it intensifies, as a fruit of your spiritual work, and I have to say this because life brings you all of these things also, but it's different when it is a fruit of spiritual work. The sun is shining beyond that storm. And this is where you have to be. So when the storm is coming, you perceive yourself associating with instinct, with all these voices that's screaming in your head. And either you want it or not, you observe those efforts. First, the screamings of the stop this, whatever it is that you're doing. You will feel an urge to stop it. Stop that which has brought you to that storm. This urge will be there. So when you're identified, this is what we will do. You will reduce that effort. When you're not identified, or when you're struggling to overcome identification, you will use a logic. Everything here is screaming for me to stop this. So this is what I will continue. And not only continue, I will intensify, because that's the vehicle to transcend that storm, to establish myself in a higher place. And what is the importance of establishing oneself in a higher place? It's not because you will reach the top. There is no top. It's because you will reach a point where you will have so many visions, from the higher place to the lower place. And sometimes you come from this higher place, you fall down to this lower place, and everything changes again. Your perceptions, the surroundings, the thoughts that come in your mind, the emotions. Then you reach that higher place again, everything disappears, something else is there, different. As you go from one to the other, and then you move to another one up and another one up, you will start to create a distance from circumstances. You will see that you are always being like possessed by a perception of what you always call reality. And there are so many different perceptions, so many. And none of them is the right one. They are all fake. But if you're just grounded in the lower one, this knowing will make no difference. You have to live it, to ingrain. And you will reach a point where it doesn't matter what is come, it's not touching you. Because reaching the top has a different meaning from this lower and higher. But this is important to experience. So for you, you need always to polarize. The storm is here. I am the storm. I'm being stormed from within. And whatever is telling me, stop this, it means this is the way out. So whatever I'm finding more difficulty in doing as my spiritual practice, I'm cutting the efforts a little bit, reducing because it is painful. This is what I need to increase. This is what I need to increase. Because it's like you're on a leash. You're going too far and your owner is pulling you back. It is the same. And if you obey, you'll reduce those efforts. But if you have the vision, you will increase those exact same efforts, and it will seem unbearable. But unbearable is just a matter of perception. And if you believe in it, that will be your reality. Many people feel helped by motivational speeches because it encourages them to go beyond what they consider a limitation. But it's just a matter of perception. If you are encouraged, you go through. If you have access to a different vision, different reality, it can become an hypothesis in your mind. But in the quest for truth, there are no crutches, no props. You have to pay to see. And it reaches an intensity that no amount of motivational speech will help you. It's even bad to have these motivational speeches because you need to find the strength in yourself. And you can only do that by giving the steps. And it's all a matter of perception. If you retreat, you fall. And it may seem unbearable, but it isn't. It may seem that, oh, destruction lies ahead, whatever, but it isn't. It's just perception. And there's another thing, that it cannot remain at that level of intensity for so long. It has to have peaks, or else it will become too visible. And as you go stronger in this direction, more restlessness will come, more chaos, agitation. It goes beyond common sense. Now you can see some common sense, some logic. Oh, things have become rough, I deviate a little bit, I cool down, everything goes back to normal. There's a logic. Intensifying makes it worse. Reducing, keeping at a stable point, like people like to say, then it makes it okay. And it seems there's a logic in this, like cooking food. If I increase the fire, it becomes more strong, the cooking. If I reduce it, more slow. But these reactions that come, as you keep it as high as you can, as high or higher than it seems to be possible to you, illusion will become crazy. Logic will be lost. And desperation will come to illusion, not to you. And it will try to impress you even more. But at this level, you'll be able to observe. And as you observe it and you see this common sense, the apparent logic going away, the desperation from illusion to get your attention back, you will see it clearly, and this will increase even more the distance. So as you are starting, it seems that it's an immense step. It seems that you have done so much and it seems nothing. But as you reach this level of going beyond instincts, establishing yourself in the right direction, always in a sense to overcome the storm instead of succumb to it, then it will be giant steps, giant steps. As you are giving end steps, it's frustrating because it seems it's a never ending. It will never going to end. But as you reach this phase of giant steps, you will have this clear perception. It's just around the corner. As you are paying attention to your instincts, thoughts, emotions, sensations, you're being played. It doesn't matter the context. So every spiritual work, you need to learn how to use it. First of all, basics of all, getting out from your comfort zone. Learning to work outside your comfort zone, where negativities come, where all sorts of negativities, resistance, but like I said previously, if you haven't made the decision, this will be impossible. And if you made the decision that all I want is liberation, and I will go to the ends of it, doing this, taking this decision means I will not change it. Because as this starts, you will change opinion. The mind will come with an opposite opinion. Oh, this is not for me. Oh. So if your decision was just mental, and if you're not aware of this, you will fall. You're just roaming around with the song, dancing to the tune that's being played, imagining that you are making decisions. So when the decision is made, it cannot be changed. And it has to be, I will go to the end, no matter what. No matter what my mind screams, what everything screams, what anyone screams. I will go to the end or I will die trying. And I will move forward, or I will try to move forward, but I will not move backwards. This has to be the spirit. And then you start to learn to work outside your comfort zone. If it is meditation, you learn to continue to remain firm as the pain increases. The common question is how to reduce the pain of meditation, how to make it in a way that it doesn't hurt, it's not discomfortable. Apart from the right posture, because many times it is by an incorrect posture, pain will come. And it's not wrong. It is there to prepare you, to strengthen you. It's not to be avoided. You will need it. And it's fundamental. So what you need to learn is to be in the middle of that pain without reacting and without associating with the negativity that is arising. You are not the mind, you are not the body. So whatever is appearing there, it's not you. But it's easy to say, oh, I'm not the body, not the mind, in a relaxed, comfortable posture. What difference does it make? Oh, it's very sweet. I imagine that everybody does this. Oh, this is so full of pleasure, and not the body, not the mind. Sweet pleasure. No, not the body, not the mind. Of course not. It's sweet. Oh, this is very sweet. And if it's bad, they start to say, oh, I'm not the body, not the mind, but still changing position and going to do something else. You're not the body, not the mind, not for the pleasure, not for the pain. Same. But in the sweetness you melt, the bitterness you run. Who cares about sweetness? Because sweetness, it can lock you up, but it's not the how you say this? It's not the prison guard. The prison guard is suffering. That is that which impresses you. The other can seduce you, but even the strong seduction cannot hold you. Suffering, yes. If you're not strong enough, it will break you in half. So this is where you need to work. Outside your comfort zone, in the bitterness, and learn to remain there, to abstract yourself from whatever is coming. Physical sensations, intense ones, they will reach unbearable. And sometimes, if you persist, they just poof, disappear. Other times they don't, especially after you have seen this and you are hoping for them to disappear. Oh, disappear, 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 disappear. They don't, they just increase and become even worse because you're impressed. It is working. So why should it go away? It only goes away if it doesn't work. It is an intelligent jail. So train yourself to work, to remain stable, firm in the midst of your discomfort. This will increase your meditation, for example. But even outside meditation, whatever work you're doing as a seeker of truth, it should be seva, not for you, not to, your work shouldn't feed your character. But whatever you're doing, make it intense. Make it in the way that you don't like it, so that you can transcend the apparent preferences. Because you say, oh, I'm choosing the sweet towards the bitter, or the bitter towards the sweet. Well, if you're a bitter guy, you like bitterness, bitter things, you will take the bitter. If you like the sweet, you'll take the sweet. But that's not choosing. Choosing is be able to receive one or another. Receive, not go after. Receive one or another and remain unperturbed. And even in the question of choice, choosing what is your preference, that's not choice. You may be able to choose both in the same way without impact. And as you increase this ability, you'll be able to sustain, to survive bigger and bigger storms. The bigger the storm, the better is the vision, the more clear is the vision. And as you reach the next level, the next storm will be much more worse than this one, because it's like a security system of the jail. First you have the bars, and immediately in the outside you have a big wall, and you have the guards with machine guns. So the security systems will change. So will the level of storms. And the greater the storm, more despaired your illusion is. More despaired to get you back to the same reality that you were living. So the greater the storm means you're doing something right for sure. For sure. So learning to work outside your comfort zone. Creating that intensity and gaining distance from it. Yep. I think it covers it for today. If you have any questions about this subject, feel free to send them. If it comes now, I will answer it now. If not, I will answer it in the next satsang, whenever that may be that you are watching this. Okay. So, like I have been talking about, especially because of how things are, and to give an opportunity to those who want to work in a serious manner, the ashram will have available intense meditation retreats, silent meditation retreats with Kriya. It will be 10 days, 10 hours a day meditation, and it will be on donation basis so that it doesn't become an obstacle to anyone. If you have, you have, and you give what you want. If you don't have, you don't have, and you can still do it. So we are finishing the last details, but the website is already finished, more or less. Still some details, but I will share the link here, and well, whoever is interested can see. It will be every month. We'll have retreat, one for the first Kriya, then the second one for the second Kriya. For those to be able to participate in the second, they must have been at least 5 times of the first Kriya, then to move on. And in the second Kriya, we will have 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. But that's just more ahead. Okay, let's put here on Instagram. Here it is. Here it is, but I'm not seeing it. Ah, yes. I put it in the comments, the link. Well, you know, they will put here on YouTube also. And I will send to the WhatsApp list also, so that, well, you can see. So next satsang, okay, the first retreat will start from the 1st of May to the 12th. And I will always be saying, when will the next one be? Okay. So next satsang will be Wednesday, 9 a.m. in the morning, Brazilian time, UTC -3. Until then, make the best use of your time. Watch.